Hi, friend. I'm coming to you today to talk to you about the issue of adventure. I don't know if you like adventure, but I love adventure. And I remember as a kid growing up that there were books called Pick Your Adventure. And the idea behind the book was you'd get to a certain page and it would tell you to go to another page or to a third page to determine the ending of the story or that chapter of the book. And when you got back to the end of the book, you could go back and you could change those endings and reread the book and end up in a completely different place. And of course, you could go back again and again and again and have multiple stories come out of that same book because you determined exactly where you were going and what you were doing. And sometimes you could even predict where it was going to end up. You know, our adult lives are a lot like that. We spend a lot of time trying to predict what it's going to be like for us if we just choose the right scenario. You know, adventure touches each one of us in one way or another. And I'm recalling now the story of the disciples when Jesus came alongside the Sea of Galilee. I remember in Matthew and in Mark, we see this story where Jesus goes to these men who are fishermen, and he says, "Come with me, and I'll make you fishers of men. Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." And so they row their boat in, they drop their nets, they drop their oars, and they leave everything right there, and they follow Jesus. Now that's adventure. That's accepting adventure at its face value. It's amazing that they must have heard something about Jesus that caused them to want to drop everything and follow him. Well, we see again in Luke where it tells the same story, but he doesn't give as much detail. He just says that they were fishermen and that they dropped their nets and they immediately followed him. You're probably seeing a little bit of a pattern there. It's immediate. They follow. They give up all they have. And that's what adventure is like. It's saying, I don't know what lies on the horizon, but I'm setting my sights on that and I'm going right there. And so as we look at the story of Jesus and his disciples, it is quite a story of adventure. Now, I call myself a disciple. You probably call yourself a disciple. What does that mean? Well, it means that we should be living a life of great adventure. I have to admit, I'm one of those people who likes to plan things out, who likes to have things turn out for my benefit, who likes to see things go my way. I don't know if you can relate to that. But oftentimes I can tell you, it gets tiring. All the planning, all the plotting, all the arranging so that the right people are in place and the right programs are in place and the right ending comes about, and sometimes it doesn't even come about. And so I'm exhausted. When I should actually be more worried about my adventure that's being led by Jesus. Just like the disciples, I should be able to say, "Here I am, Lord. I'm with you, and I'm going to follow you." In fact, we see elsewhere, I think in Luke as well, where Jesus is walking, and John the Baptist and his disciples are walking, and they pass each other in the street, and John the Baptist says, "There goes the Lamb of God." And two of his disciples, it says, sort of peel off and start to follow Jesus. I mean, there is a bit, when we read the New Testament story, a bit of I guess I would say something. It's a plan, it's a plot, it's a tendency, right, for people to just peel off and join Jesus. This is my challenge to you. Can you peel off and join Jesus? Can you wake up in the morning and instead of saying, "Oh, I've got to get this accomplished, I've got to get that accomplished," can you say, "Hey, I am going to follow Jesus wherever he leads me, that's where I'm going"? Can you get up and say, "You know what, my to-do list isn't that important. The things I've got listed out for the day really are not that important"? And then maybe say, "No, Jesus, I'm following you. I want to go where you're going." That's real adventure. Today, think about what adventure holds for you. I know we're all closed in. But that also means you can take that to-do list and sort of set it aside, right? You can paint the bedroom tomorrow. You can mow the lawn tomorrow. But today, think about the adventure Jesus might have for you. Think about this. If it's rainy, curl up by the fire. If it's sunny, go out in the backyard and lay out in a chair in your shorts or something and begin to text or to call people that you know who need to hear an encouraging word. Maybe that's what you can do that would be an adventure for you today. Where will God lead those conversations? How will he touch your heart? When those conversations are all completed, what will he have done for you? My guess is he'll give you a complete sense of satisfaction. Like the fishermen, we should be able to drop our nets at a moment's notice and say, Jesus, I'm with you. That's real adventure. That's the kind of adventure I hope you have today. Hey, don't be a stranger, and we'll talk to you again really, really soon. Take care.